Hello, pre-calculus class. We're going to do some section 2.3, which involves finding zeros of polynomials, possible zeros. We're going to do some long division. We're going to do some synthetic division. In this video, I'm going to suggest that you pause and go and do certain problems in the assignment. So have your textbook handy. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a problem from page 123, example 11, and I'm expanding it and I'm doing a lot of different things. Okay, so the function f of x is 10x squared minus 15x cubed minus 16x squared plus 12x. And again, that's on page 123, example 11. Okay, and in the directions you'll see that they want you to find all real zeros. And that's all they tell you. So the one thing that I can do, and I'm going to notice that every term has at least one x. So I'm going to take out an x as a GCF. Okay, 10, 15, 16, and 12 don't have a common factor. So that's going to leave me with 10x cubed minus 15x squared minus 16x plus 12. Okay, so here's what I do know. I know that if I want to find all real zeros and I set this polynomial equal to 0 because of x, I know x equals 0 is one of my solutions. And just to refresh your memory, remember zeros, roots, solutions, x-intercepts. They all mean the same thing, okay? So these are equivalent. So we have 1, 0. Now to get the others, here I've got this polynomial and we're not sure what to do. So the first thing we're going to discuss is how do we get possible zeros? What are all the possibilities? So the possible zeros are going to be all the factors of the last term. So all the possible factors of 12. Well, that's 1 or negative 1. That's 2 or negative 2. 2 goes into 12. 3 or negative 3. 4 or negative 4. 6 or negative 6. Oops. Positive or negative 6. As well as positive or negative 12. I'll put that up here. Over all the possible factors of the coefficient of the leading term, which is 10. So that's plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 5, plus or minus 10. So any combination, again, the key word is possible. So how are you supposed to figure out which ones that work? Well, you try them out using either long division or synthetic division. I think you got some experience with long division, but synthetic division might be new for you. So the idea is you would try, say, positive 2 over positive 1. So 2 is a possible 0. And here's what I want you to think about. If 2 is a 0, then x minus 2 is going to be a factor. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to try it out. We're going to do long division. So I'm going to take x minus 2. Okay, I've already got this x as a factor, so I'm just going to divide x minus 2 into 10x cubed minus 15x squared minus 16x plus 12. So here's how long division works. I look at x and I just look at 10x cubed. And I ask myself, how many times does x go into 10x cubed? Or what's 10x cubed divided by x? Well, that's 10x squared. 10x squared times x is 10x cubed. 10x squared times negative 2 is negative 20x squared. So basically, I divide it, I multiply, and then I subtract. So 10x cubed minus 10x cubed cancels. Negative 15x squared minus negative 20x squared is 5x squared. I bring down the next term, negative 16x. Once again, 5x squared divided by x is going to be 5x. 5x times x is 5x squared. 5x times negative 2 is negative 10x. Again, I subtract 5x squared minus 16x minus this in parentheses. The 5x squareds cancel. Negative 16x minus a negative 10x is negative 6x. And then I bring down the 12. And you might be saying, how much longer do I do this? I do it till I run out of terms. So then, negative 6x divided by x is negative 6. Negative 6 times x is negative 6x. Negative 6 times negative 2 is positive 12. And when I subtract, I get 0. And that's a good thing. No remainder. So what does it mean? It means that now I've got my polynomial factored into x times x minus 2 times 10x squared plus 5x minus 6. Okay, and again, this was my function f of x. Now, I'm going to do some more stuff, but at this point, if I were you, I would pause the video, okay? And now try number 16 and number 17 in your assignment. And those two problems are on page 124. Okay, but before you pause, let me give you some hints. Okay, my first hint is when you're trying to divide 8x to the fourth minus 5. When you do all this long division, you need to make sure every place is considered. So I would rewrite that as 8x to the fourth plus 0x cubed plus 0x squared plus 0x minus 5. And then you're going to divide that by 2x plus 1. And the same thing, so that's my hint for 16. My hint for number 17 is you're dividing by 2x squared plus 1. You want to have every term for every degree represented. So I would rewrite that as 2x squared plus 0x plus 1. So pause the video, try to do these two. Remember, number 17 is an odd. You can check your answer. And then I'll be here when you come back because we still have some more to do. Okay, I'm still here. So you paused the video, you did number 16 and 17. So now you might be thinking, well, what do I do? Like, how do I keep going? If I want to set this equal to 0, I'm going back to my example number 11, okay? To get the remaining zeros, I could do some more long division, but this is a quadratic. You know how to factor quadratics, but I am going to give you a hint. This does not factor. 10x squared plus 5x minus 6 does not factor. You have to use quadratic formula, and you can check that out in the book. The point of this video is not to teach you quadratic formula. So to get the other zeros, you would do the quadratic formula. Okay? So what did I want to really show you? Is I want to show you how can I do this division problem using something called synthetic division. Let me show you. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're dividing 10x cubed minus 15x squared. I got to check on my problem. Minus 16x plus 12. I'm going to divide it by x minus 2. Okay? So here's how you set up synthetic division. All right? First of all, if x minus 2 is a 0, if x minus 2 is a factor, then if I set x minus 2 equal to 0, x equals 2 is a 0. That is important, okay? X minus 2 is a factor, then x equals 2 is a 0. So when you set up your synthetic division, okay, you put the 2 here on this outside and you make like this big L. And then what goes here are the coefficients of each term. So the coefficient of x cubed is 10. The coefficient of negative 15x squared is negative 15. Coefficient of this term is negative 16. And the coefficient of this last term is 12. Now, this is synthetic division. You're going to love it. Love it. Because you just got to remember two things. Multiply and add. Multiply and add. Okay? But first you got to bring down the first term. So I bring down a 10. Now I multiply 2 times 10, 20. I add these two numbers. Negative 15 plus 20, 5. What do I do again? I multiply and add. 2 times 5, 10. Negative 16 plus 10, negative 6. What do I do next? I multiply and add. 2 times negative 6, negative 12. 12 plus negative 12, 0. Always put a box around your last answer because that is going to represent your remainder. Okay? Now, it's like, what is this? Well, we're going to interpret the answer. Because you started with x cubed and you're dividing, this represents the coefficients of your answer. So when I divide 10x cubed minus 15x squared minus 16x plus 12 by x minus 2, I get 10x squared plus 5x minus 6. So let me ask you, would you rather do synthetic division or would you rather do long division? The choice is yours. However, you can only do synthetic division when dividing by a linear factor. Very important. Meaning what? Well, go back and look at problem number 17. You're dividing by 2x squared plus 1. That is not a linear factor. So I have to do long division for number 17. Okay? So anytime I'm dividing by a linear factor, I can do synthetic division. So now you try from your assignment. Now you should check out problems 28, 45C, 49, 54, and then you can ask me questions. You can play this video as many times as you need, but I think you're going to enjoy synthetic division. The lights just went out of my room, so I think it's time to end the video. Wishmeyer, out.